Every time I hear that, it makes me smile. This also makes me smile. The British pop soul group The Blow Monkeys are back with a brand new album called Songbird. It's not called that at all. It's called Birdsong. If only I learned to read. The band have been together since 1981, and there was a 17-year gap between 1990 and 2007. But they're back stronger than ever. They got back in 2007, and the first single from their new album is called The Penny Drops. It's quintessential Blow Monkeys. It's everything from Neville Henry's hallmark sax straight into the lead singer Dr. Robert's voice. I mean, it's a voice that when I first heard it, I was just like, that has so much identity. And that's what great singing's about. When you hear someone, you go, I know who that is. And Dr. Robert's voice has so much identity. It has the hallmark of a true original, and they are true originals. And I'm pleased to say that Dr. Robert's going to be in the studio in just a moment. But before he comes in, I'm going to play Long Lost Child by the Blow Monkeys.
Like a long lost child, looking for love, running wild, running wild. You come along like a bird on the wing, flying so high till you fall from the sky. Long lost child, long lost child, long lost child, long lost child. You come along, trouble and strife, right through it all, like a butcher's knife. And all the king's horses and all the king's men, they'll never put you back together again. Long lost child, 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 long lost child.
Long Lost Child, the Blow Monkeys. And I'm delighted to say that the voice of the Blow Monkeys, Dr. Robert, is in the studio. I was trying to work out when I last saw him, and I think it was probably a Top of the Pops in 1985 or 86, maybe even. But you look fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, see, the drugs do work.
You're not supposed to say that. But if that's what it is, I would like a list of them, please.
Yeah. No, they're all legal.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I
The biggest drug is music, isn't it? I mean, what a journey
is.
you guys have had. Obviously, you got together, 44 years ago?
Yeah.
And then you parted. Tell us about it. Was it one of those "I'll never speak to you again" partings, or was it just drifting apart?
No, it wasn't. There was no acrimony. There were no court cases. There was nothing. It was friendly. We'd been together sort of 12 years, and we were knackered. And I think because we toured endlessly. You know what it's like. You just keep going. And we all had families, and I'd moved out of London, and it just felt like the right time. And the beginning of the 90s, it was obviously things were changing. Mm-hmm. So I fancied doing something different. I think everyone else did. So then you fast forward 17 years, and I'm thinking, well, kids have left home just about, everyone's grown. I want to be in a band again, and luckily they all felt the same way.
In that interim,
Yeah.
in the intervening 17 years, you didn't just stop and disappear, did you? You did quite a lot.
Well, I did a lot under the radar as well. But because what happens is that it really kind of sorts the men out from the boys, if you know what I mean. When the cars stop coming and the phone stops ringing and things change,
Yep.
you realise. Well, I realised that it was the music that kept me going, and so I went out and I did a lot of sort of solo things just with acoustic guitar. Mm-hmm. And luckily, people like Paul Weller helped me out. I went and did sort of played with his band and did some supports, and I produced quite a lot of people. But I just carried on making solo albums and playing because that's what you do, and gradually the wheel starts to turn again.
Yeah. Has it struck you that you've been back together longer than you were apart?
Yeah, I realised that. Yeah, it's kind of odd. But I think what happens is that as you get older, I begin to really savour every moment. All the things that used to really bug me, sound checks, horrible hotels, getting in a van on a wet, cold Monday morning, whatever it is. I know it's finite now. I know that what I do, it won't go on forever. Yeah. But I love what we do, and I love playing. I think it's a privilege to be able to go and play music to people, and that they still want to hear it.
It is,
especially in this world right now, the way things are going. So it feels like a good thing to do.
So music, do you enjoy it more now that it doesn't mean just going out to promote something, and the value of the performance and the value of the tour or the promotion is measured by how well a record does, rather than that being in the moment intrinsic thing? It has an intrinsic value, and it's because you're singing to the people you're singing to, you're performing in that space, in that time.
Absolutely.
Whereas back in the day when it was all about record sales, its value would only have been measured by what happened in the aftermath of the tour.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, luckily I no longer live or die by the Radio 2 playlist, or MTV going yay or nay, whatever, what it's like. That was it. When that was the pressure that you were under, because you had to keep doing that. And now it's a bit more real, and I just love that thing of. I mean, we're not a nostalgia act, because since we got back together, we've made 8 new albums.
Oh wow!
And so there's a lot of new tracks that we play, and obviously we play the old ones too. But for me, it's all about seeing the whites of their eyes in the crowd, and just reacting to what's going on in the moment. And that's really the essence of what we do.
You made 8 new albums, and this new one is the 8th one.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. What was the inspiration behind the penny drops?
I'll be honest.
Even the title. What was the inspiration behind
I mean, that's all about that's all about getting older, and realizing one of the great things about getting older is that you don't waste so much time going down cul-de-sacs that are a waste of time. Not in a nasty way, but you care less about what people think about you. Absolutely, and you find out who you are, and you become yourself. So without wanting to get too kind of self-help about it, that's kind of, it's a song about growth and learning stuff as you go along. I mean, the album came out of just a chance meeting. We'd put an album out last year, actually, and I was really happy with it, and we were touring that. But where I live in Spain, I live near Granada in Spain, a guy called Youth has got a studio there.
I know Youth, yeah. Is he still is he producing out there?
He produces and he does all that sort of stuff. So it's funny, the people you bump into in the local bar,
Wow.
Boy George. And so anyway, I often pop in for a cup of tea, as you do. And Alan McGee was there. And we were
right.
sitting around the kitchen table and all that. And
Creation Records.
Mr. Oasis.
Mr. Oasis, yes.
And I just was strumming the guitar, and like I do, because I started off as a busker, and I might well end up as a busker.
Well, so you go to the bar with your guitar?
Well, I do sometimes. I quite like that in Spain because they don't care and they don't know they've got no idea, and that's just the functionality. Oh, Roberto, he's a musician. Okay,
Yes.
you play a bit, and someone will cook, and someone will do this. Anyway, I was playing, and McGee goes, "Well, do you know this one?" He calls out a few obscure T-Rex ones. Well, I know them, right?
Oh, brilliant!
And this is the thing. And then so we get to know each other a bit, and he's like, "Well, Robert, we've got to make an album, So I thought, well, okay, well, let's do it, So he said, "Could you make a brilliant Blow Monkeys album?" I said, "Well, okay, Alan, I'll do my best."
Yeah.
And that's what we tried to do. So it was just one of those things that comes out of a moment,
That sounds quite amazing, to be honest. So the Birdsong
Yeah.
just came out of you sitting in a bar and chatting to Alan McGee. That's where it started.
sitting in the kitchen of youth studio.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
did
that's
you
that's how
produce
it
it?
starts often, isn't it? I mean, it just, you don't, and I've got
It's
no
true.
big record company on top of me going, listen, we need an album in 9 months or something. So it has to come from within. And so I create these kind of scenarios where there's a deadline, and Alan saying that to me was like a light bulb going off. Okay, I'll do that, and we'll go away and write that and do it. So that's kind of how it works.
And is it on his label?
Yeah, it's on Creation. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So tell me, you mentioned earlier about, the gigging and sound checks and the things that you used to really not like that you appreciate because they're part of the process, and you recognize how important the whole process is.
Yeah.
With that in mind, are you going to be doing any gigs around this album?
we are. We're doing a tour in October.
And are you going to be in London at any
We're
point?
playing the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. What date's this?
Oh, I can't remember the date of the Shepherd's Bush Empire. I'm terrible at this.
So if we go
But
to the Shepherd's Bush-
everything's on the website blowmonkeys.com live.
All right.
And we're doing a co-headline tour actually around the country with the Christians.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Who are old friends of ours.
Yeah.
Scousers. Proper lovely guys and everything. So we're doing that, and I mean we play. Yeah, we play as much as we can. That's the thing that we love doing.
Right. So you're gonna be Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Yeah.
In October.
Yeah.
With the Christians.
Yeah.
Guys, go on to the Blow Monkeys. Did you say .com?
Yeah. .com.
Yeah. Blow Monkeys website, or go on to Shepherd's Bush Empire. Get your tickets now. I'm assuming tickets are on sale now, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're
Fantastic.
very much on sale.
Tell us a bit about the next track we're going to play, which is Shadowplay.
Shadowplay. Well, I'll be honest. I look from Spain sometimes from afar, and I look at what's going on here, and it worries me sometimes. With the kind of rise of Farage and the right and all that stuff, and I kind of wonder about the reasons behind it, because obviously we were heavily involved in the 80s in politics. That was the time of Thatcher, and we were involved in Red Wedge and all that, and then things kind of moved on. But this feels more dangerous to me than ever. I'll be honest with you, and so. This is a kind of an attempt to apply Jungian psychology to dance music.
We are going to hear it now. Shadowplay, Jungian psychology set to dance music. Dr. Robert, thank you so much for coming in. The Blow Monkeys' new album is out now. It's The Penny Drops. Is that the name of the album?
The album's called Birdsong.
Oh, the album's called Birdsong. Thank you. I called it Songbird, didn't I? The album's called Birdsong.
Songbird's the next one.
Right. The band are touring in October. Make sure you get to see them. They're going to be in London at the Shepherd's Bush Empire and all over the country. Dr. Robert, thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.
Is Shadowplay. Wow, wow, wow. That was absolutely fantastic. That's the Blow Monkeys. They're back. They're going to be touring here in October. Go and sort yourself a ticket.